Correspondent examines issues surrounding criminal justice system. On the foreign scene, Japan passes legislation banning violation of national flag. Tehran launches strikes against Gulf states. Heart of the matter today is on promoting justice, accountability and human rights worldwide as the World Day for International Criminal Justice is observed. We also have entertainment just for you. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. My name is Olubukola Enimola, and reading with me this afternoon is
Tobiloba Delano. You can also listen to us on live streams via www.radionigeriaibadan.gov.ng or watch us live on Facebook at Premier FM 93.5. Your health matters. Stay warm as we experience downpour. Now the news in details. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to eradicating peste de petit ruminants, PPR, a highly contagious viral disease affecting sheep and goats, by 2030. The Deputy Director of Information and Public Relations at the Ministry, Mrs. Henrietta Okonkon, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja. The statement notes that eliminating the disease would reduce poverty, improve rural livelihoods, increase livestock productivity, and expand trade opportunities. It explains that intensified surveillance, vaccination, and cross-border collaboration remain central to achieving the target. According to the statement, Nigeria has remained fully committed to the global goal under the leadership of the Food and Agriculture Organization and the World Organization for Animal Health to eradicate PPR by 2030.
It was an atmosphere of joy and gratitude at the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria FRC and Ibadan Zondo station as colleagues and family members gathered to celebrate 4 secretaries retiring after 35 years of meritorious service. The celebration, organized by the Secretariat Unit of the Administration Department, held at Studio 1 of the Broadcasting House, Dugbe, Ibadan, honored Mrs. Fumilayo Akinwumi, Mrs. Mercy Adebiyi, Mrs. Mary Ogunleye, and Mrs. Ebon Daniel. In her welcome address, the head of the Administration Department, Mrs. Oluyemi Sidada, praised the retirees' selfless contributions, noting that their wealth of experience would be greatly missed by the organization. The Zonal Director, Mr. Olufemi Fulani, described the secretaries as the backbone of a successful administration. Mr. Fulani emphasized that their professionalism, diligence, and commitment to confidentiality are qualities that deserve high commendation.
I cherish them much. Apart from that, they keep secrets. They are delightful. In full of what? All past studies. They have communication with themselves. Which one don't be ignored?
Fellow staff members, including the Deputy Director of Marketing, Mr. Wale Afijuomo, and Mrs. Motunrayo Ojulumade, also paid glowing tributes to the retirees, describing them as a dedicated and God-fearing colleague. On a brief interview, the retirees expressed joy and thanked God for a successful 35-year career.
I give all glory to God. I'm so happy for sparing our lives to see this day. God is a faithful God.
I'm so happy. I give glory to the name of the Lord. I thank God for the salvation of my soul.
It's just like I should be crying. I'm so happy.
I feel excited. To God be the glory for everything. 35 years in service is not a joke.
The celebrants advised serving secretaries to continue working together in unity and maintain professionalism in the discharge of their duties.
As the deadline for the continuous voter registration exercise approaches, political parties, civil society organizations, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, have intensified mobilization efforts to encourage greater participation. Correspondent Moshokwe Kende, who spoke with some stakeholders in Ibadan or your state, bring details.
The ongoing continuous voter registration exercise in Oyo State designed to register new voters, update voter records, and replace lost or damaged permanent voter cards, commenced on the 18th of August last year and has progressed through 3 phases. Initially scheduled to end earlier, the exercise was extended by 2 weeks and will now conclude on Sunday, the 26th of this month. The extension has provided political parties, socio-political organizations, civil society groups, and INEC with additional time to intensify public enlightenment and encourage eligible residents to register. In separate interviews, the Publicity Secretary of the Providence Coalition, Elder David Oluokun, the Nigeria Democratic Congress House of Assembly candidate in Oyo State, Mr. Tolulokpe Olukokun, and the Public Relations Officer of the Allied People's Movement, Mr. Amubode Tosin, outlined the various initiatives undertaken to mobilize residents to the designated registration centers.
We've encouraged the party members to sensitize the people for voters card mobilization or registration. We also met with the electoral officer of the local government for their continued support and registration for the people and for swift actions and reactions towards complaints, and that it should not be politically motivated. And we'll also add an advert on the radio.
Has mobilized thoroughly for voter registration by providing logistics from the 11 local governments in Ibadan. Vehicle would take them to the registration center.
We stationed some of our party people across the local governments and wards. The 371 wards that we have in Oyo State, we have appointed 2 youths for each ward. We've been backed on series of sensitization and taking people to INEC office.
A visit to INEC offices in Ibadan Northwest, Ibadan Southwest, and Ido local government areas reveals a steady turnout of prospective voters. Radio Nigeria observed that the registration commenced a few minutes after 9 o'clock in the morning, although many applicants had arrived as early as 7:30 in the morning. The registration process was orderly and efficient. Some residents who participated in the exercise shared their experience.
I'm in INEC office this morning to transfer my voter's card. What is going on in this INEC office shows that the people there are very effective. They are very good in their performance, and they give elderly people a chance to sit down
and at the same time retrieve my lost voter's card that was stolen with my purse.
Actually, there's no much stress at all. I've been delaying this for a long time, but now when I came today, and I think there's no stress at all.
Providing an update on the exercise, the head of the media unit at INEC in Oyo State, Mr. Olaiwola Awolowo, disclosed that the commission had registered 46,660 prospective voters. According to Mr. Awolowo, the figure comprises more than 18,000 online pre-registration and over 27,000 completed physical registration. Mr. Awolowo also highlighted the commission's online self-centered portal, which enables prospective voters to register without physical appearance at designated INEC centers.
The Commission has put in place online registration. You don't have to come to our office or anywhere. You can do it on your laptop or your iPhone by going through cvr.inecnigeria.org. It's quite explanatory. The only thing you need to have is your NIN card. You can as well do your biometrics, your picture, and everything online.
With only a few days left before the registration window closes, INEC has appealed to eligible residents who are yet to register, transfer their registration, or replace damaged or lost permanent voter cards to take advantage of the remaining time, warning that no further extension should be expected. From Ibadan, I am Mushokbe Kendi for Radio Nigeria.
In a bid to achieve a peaceful contest, political parties in Osun State have signed a peace accord for the smooth electoral process for the governorship poll, scheduled for the 15th of next month. The representatives of the political parties signed the peace accord at the Democratic Governance, Peace and Electoral Integrity Summit organized by Osun Development Association, ODA, held in Oshogbo. Correspondent Mujisola Oladele, who witnessed the event, completes the story.
Speaking at the event, the state governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, represented by the deputy governor, Prince Kola Adewusi, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to rule of law and peaceful political engagement, stressing political power must not be used as an instrument of intimidation or oppression. The governor noted that despite provocations and rising political violence, his administration has remained calm, restrained, and committed to lawful responses while working with security agencies to maintain order.
Beyond the election itself, we must remember that we all have a shared responsibility to preserve the peace of Osun State. Campaigns will end, elections will come and go, but our collective duty to live together as people will remain. We must therefore conduct ourselves before, during, and after the election in ways that strengthen our unity rather than divide us.
Senator Adeleke, who called on traditional rulers, religious leaders, community leaders, civil societies, the media, youth and women groups to sustain peace advocacy, urged security agencies to remain impartial and vigilant while taxing INEC to ensure every legitimate vote counts. Delivering the keynote paper entitled Peace Before Progress, why the 2026 Osun election is a referendum on Southwest Nigeria's capacity for peaceful development-driven democracy, the Director General of the Dawn Commission, Dr. Sheye Oyeleye, described the forthcoming Osun poll as a laboratory for the entire Southwest ahead of the 2027 general elections.
We must take visible, swift, and verifiable disciplinary action against any member, agent, or athlete found to have incited or participated in violence rather than offering quiet protection in exchange for loyalty.
Anchoring his arguments on the globally endorsed Peace-First Development Model and the United Nations Humanitarian Development Peace Nexus, Dr. Oyeleye cautioned that development cannot survive where peace collapses and no infrastructure can endure a volatile political environment. In his royal remarks, the Orogun of Okela, Obadedokun Abolarin, urged all actors in the electoral process to be fair and embrace peace, adding the life of innocent citizens does not worth shedding on the basis of power. Also contributing, the State Resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Babalola, who emphasized that political competition should not become political confrontation, reiterated the Commission's resolve to conduct a free, fair, and credible poll. In separate goodwill messages, the State Chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN), Reverend John Adeleke, and the representative of the Muslim community, Alhaji Akorede Abdulganiyu, called for a peaceful election, noting without peace, progress cannot be achieved. Earlier in his opening remarks, the chairman of Osun Development Association (ODA), Dr. Segun Aina, who was represented by Mr. Tunji Olugbodi, said Osun Development Association (ODA) is not a political party, a political group, or a political platform. It is non-partisan and wholly committed to contributing to the development of the states. Representatives of political parties who signed the Peace Charter include Accord, Action Alliance Party, African Action Congress, African Democratic Congress, African Democratic Party, All Progressive Congress, New Nigerian People's Party, Zenith Labour Party, People's Redemption Party, and Young Progressive Party. From Oshogbo, Mojisola Oladele, Radio Nigeria.
Nigeria's criminal justice system has continued to attract public attention over concerns about delays, inefficiencies, and other challenges affecting the delivery of justice. In this report, Fumilola Obagbayegun examines the state of criminal justice administration in Nigeria, the gaps that persist, and efforts being made to strengthen the system.
A credible criminal justice system is fundamental to the rule of law, the protection of human rights, and the maintenance of public confidence in government institutions. This explains why the judiciary is often described as the last hope of the common man, with the expectation that it will ensure fair hearing and timely justice for victims of crime and other forms of injustice. However, despite several reforms over the years, the country's criminal justice system continues to face numerous challenges that hinder the effective dispensation of justice. Some of the major gaps include prolonged delays in the determination of cases, frequent adjournments, case backlogs, inadequate investigation by law enforcement agencies, poor funding of judiciary, overcrowding in correctional centers, and the continued reliance on annual record-keeping and court processes in many jurisdictions. Some residents in Ibadan metropolis called for comprehensive reform to improve the efficiency, transparency, and credibility of Nigeria's criminal justice system.
Nigerian criminal justice system can be reformed by fairness, equal treatment, regardless of weight, tribes, and status.
By reducing delay in increasing the number of judges, using digital case management systems, and encouraging alternative dispute resolution.
Whoever go against the law should be judged accordingly.
A legal practitioner, Mrs. Adenike Ibitara, identified inadequate funding, shortage of judicial personnel, slow adoption of technology, and weak investigative processes as some of the factors responsible for the persistent challenges facing the country's criminal justice system.
The justice system in Nigeria is very slow, and several factors contribute to this, still largely analog.
Another legal practitioner, Mrs. Ladu Aino, noted that there have been noticeable improvements in some areas, including the implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act and similar state laws, the introduction of technology in some courts, and continued judicial reform aimed at speeding up trials.
The Nigerian justice system has made some progress. This progress did not come without its own challenges. These challenges continue to hinder the effective delivery of justice in Nigeria.
Mrs. Aino emphasized that greater investment in the judiciary, strengthening the investigative capacity of law enforcement agencies, digitization of court processes, strict adherence to procedural timeliness, and continuous training of justice sector personnel are essential to building a more effective criminal justice system. She added that the government, the police, lawyers, correctional service officials, and other relevant stakeholders must work collaboratively to ensure a more efficient, transparent, and credible criminal justice system. In Ibadan, Fumilola Obagbayegun, Radio Nigeria.
In today's Heart of the Matter, Fumilola Obagbayegun of our Current Affairs Unit writes on promoting justice, accountability and human rights worldwide as the World Day for International Criminal Justice is observed.
Every 17th of July, the international community marks the World Day for International Criminal Justice to commemorate the adoption of the Rome Statute in 1998, which established the International Criminal Court, ICC. The day highlights the global commitment to justice, accountability, and the protection of human rights. This year's observance is a reminder that justice is essential for lasting peace. Around the world, millions of people have suffered from war crimes, genocide, crimes against humanity, and other serious violations of international law. Holding perpetrators accountable sends a clear message that such crimes will not go unpunished. Justice is not only about punishing offenders. It is also about protecting victims, restoring dignity, and ensuring that the rule of law prevails. When justice systems function effectively, citizens gain confidence in public institutions, human rights are better protected, and societies become more peaceful and stable. For Nigeria and many developing countries, the observance provides another opportunity to strengthen the domestic justice systems. Delays in court proceedings, prison congestion, inadequate legal representation, and poor access to justice remain major challenges. Addressing these issues requires sustained reforms, adequate funding, judicial independence, and respect for the rights of every citizen, regardless of status or background. The fight against corruption, terrorism, human trafficking, sexual violence, and other grave crimes also depends on a justice system that is transparent, fair, and accountable. Law enforcement agencies, prosecutors, the judiciary, civil society organizations, and citizens all have important roles to play in ensuring that justice is served without fear of favor. Human rights are inseparable from justice. Every individual deserves protection from discrimination, torture, unlawful detention, and abuse. Governments must continue to uphold international human rights obligations while ensuring that security measures respect the rule of law. As the world celebrates the World Day for International Criminal Justice, all nations should renew their commitment to promoting justice, accountability, and respect for human rights.
Building a society where everyone is equal before the law will foster peace, strengthen democracy, and encourage sustainable development. Ultimately, justice delayed or denied weakens public trust, while justice delivered fairly and promptly strengthens nations and raises the hope of the common man. The observance therefore calls on governments, institutions, and citizens across the globe to work together in building a world where accountability prevails, human dignity is protected, and justice remains the foundation of peaceful coexistence.
That script on promoting justice, accountability, and human rights worldwide as the World Day for International Criminal Justice is observed was written by Fumilola Bagbayegun of our Current Affairs Unit and read by Emilia Ojemudia.
This is the world today, the stories that made the headlines. Federal government has unveiled plan to eradicate animal disease for food security. Correspondent examined issues surrounding the criminal justice system. Still to come, Japan passes legislation banning violation of national flag. Tehran launches strikes against Gulf states. The world today continues shortly.
Thank you for staying tuned. You're still on to the world today, reaching you on the Southwest network of Radio Nigeria as we now move to the foreign scene. Japan's parliament has enacted a law introducing criminal penalties for desecrating the national flag. The passage of the legislation is part of a drive by conservative Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi to promote traditional patriotism. Under the newly enacted law, violators who publicly damage, remove, or defile the national flag in a manner that causes others extreme discomfort or disgust face up to 2 years in prison or a fine. According to reports, the law covers physical acts of vandalism such as stooping, burning, or throwing mud in public places, as well as live streaming such acts.
Tehran has launched strikes against several countries across the Gulf and wider region overnight as the United States military raised its attacks on Iran. Report says Tehran has justified its strikes against Gulf and other states by saying it is targeting United States facilities in the region, insisting that Washington has used its bases there as launch pads to strike Iran. Report says Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, and Qatar, as well as Jordan and Syria, had been forced to take defensive action against Iranian missiles and drones amid a sixth night of U.S. strikes on Iran. In Qatar, which hosts major U.S. military facilities, the security threat level was elevated as loud explosions were heard across parts of the capital, Doha, early this morning.
Thank God it's Friday. It's time for the entertainment news as brought to you by Lillian Ibomo.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Entertainment Gist for the Week. I'm Lillian Ibomo, aka IJB. Singer David Adeleke, simply known as Davido, has revealed that he spent as much as 400 million naira every month on his personal expenses while in Nigeria, excluding costs related to his wife, household, luxury cars, and jewelries. Davido also opened up in an interview about how he deeply relies on his wife, Chioma, in his daily life, as he calls her at take-off, landing, and after every meal, saying he misses her being with him 24 hours a day whenever they are not together, advising fans to marry their best friend. Omo, make una see love now. The award-winning singer recalled traveling with his wife, Chioma, who was then his girlfriend, to Barbados years ago, and the trip remains one of their best memories together, describing it as a special time in their relationship, noting that it was also when they shot scenes for his hit song, Assurance. You now remember that song? Give me assurance, hey, assurance. Actor Dr. Femi Adebayo brought his daughter Faridas to tears in the most beautiful way as she rolled out her heartwarming 21st birthday surprise for her that has since captured the hearts of fans across social media. Birthday girl Faridas, also known online as Niniola or Ajoke, shared the touching moment on her Instagram page as she was overcome with emotions and seen giving her father a long tearful hug as he himself teared up. The surprise birthday came with so much goodies from daddy, and it was such a beautiful father and daughter sight to behold. Happy birthday, young lady. We hope you much fun, not just with dad, but your friends as well. Adebayo said that was his first time to ever cry. Actor Chinedu Ikedieze shared a heartfelt birthday tribute to his wife on Instagram, declaring his love amidst rumor of their separation. Fans had grown suspicions after the actor's wife began posting on social media without any mention of her husband. The sweet post drew warm reactions from followers, with many celebrating the couple, while others playfully acknowledged the speculations. People with rumor, no be small thing, no. Why don't I like bad news like this, Now, wow. The Oluwo of Iwo land, His Imperial Majesty Oba Abdulrasheed Adewale, has conferred the traditional title of Atayedse of Yoruba land on social media commentator Martins Vincent Oshe, popularly known as Very Dark Man. The honor was bestowed during Very Dark Man's visit to the Oluwo's Palace in Iwo, Osun State during the week. Congratulations are in order for Very Dark Man. Yes! And on that congratulatory note, we wrap up entertainment news for today. Join us next week for another package. On behalf of my producer, Emilia Ojemudia, I'm Lillian Ibomo saying bye.
Thank you, IJB, for that entertainment news. To end the news on the world today from the stable of Radio Nigeria, here again are the day's top stories. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to eradicating Pes de Petit ruminants, PPR, a highly contagious viral disease affecting sheep and goats, by 2030. Nigeria's criminal justice system has continued to attract public attention over concerns about delays, inefficiencies, and other challenges affecting the delivery of justice. Japan's parliament has enacted a law introducing criminal penalties for desecrating the national flag. Tehran has launched strikes against several countries across the Gulf and a wider region overnight as the United States military raised its attacks on Iran.
And that's it on the world today for the week. Join us on Monday for a fresh edition of the program. Modupe Toba edited. My name is Olubukola, thanking you for your time, and from my colleague
Tobiloba Delano. Have a pleasant weekend.